Good evening, and welcome to ESG Matters. Tonight, we mark a milestone in Japan's efforts toward a carbon-neutral society with the completion of the country's first large-scale sustainable aviation fuel, SAF, production facility. This notable project marks an important step forward in the aviation industry's transition to sustainability. On December 25th, 2024, a consortium of 4 companies, JGC Holdings, Cosmo Oil, Revo International, and Safair Sky Energy, announced the completion of this state-of-the-art facility. Located in Sakai, Japan, the plant is set to produce approximately 30,000 kiloliters of SAF annually, using 100% waste cooking oil as its feedstock. Test operations will begin in January 2025, with full supply to airlines scheduled for April 2025. The SAF produced at this facility is certified under the International Sustainability and Carbon Certification (ISCC) system, specifically meeting the requirements of the Carbon Offsetting and Reduction Scheme for International Aviation (CORSIA). This certification ensures that the SAF complies with rigorous global sustainability standards. Safair Sky Energy, the producer of the neat SAF, is the first Japanese company to achieve ISCC CORSIA certification, providing a model for the domestic market. The environmental impact of this SAF is noteworthy. Compared to conventional jet fuels, it reduces CO2 emissions, making it a vital component of Japan's decarbonization strategy. The use of waste cooking oil not only minimizes resource consumption, but also demonstrates the feasibility of waste-based fuels in achieving sustainability goals. The success of this project is rooted in a collaborative supply chain. JGC Holdings spearheaded the development of the supply chain, while Revo International collected and processed waste cooking oil. Cosmo Oil managed blending, storage, and distribution, and Safair Sky Energy oversaw the production of the SAF. This initiative also benefited from grants provided by NITO, Japan's New Energy and Industrial Technology Development Organization, which supported its development and operations. The implications for the aviation industry and ESG initiatives are notable. This facility not only meets the growing global demand for decarbonized air travel, but also supports sustainable fuel production. With certifications like ISCC EU and ISCC Plus, the SAF produced here also enables the use of bio-naphtha and other sustainable materials, broadening its potential applications. As Japan's first large-scale SAF production initiative, this project establishes a solid foundation for further advancements in sustainable aviation technology. It illustrates Japan's use of waste-based resources and adherence to international sustainability standards, and highlights its efforts to advance in this area. We'd like to hear from you. How impactful do you think sustainable aviation fuels will be in reducing global carbon emissions from air travel? What other industries could benefit from waste-based fuel technologies like SAF?
JERA, Green Power Investment, GPI, and Tohoku Electric Power have been selected to lead the Aomori Offshore Wind Farm project, advancing the country's transition towards sustainable energy. Under Japan's Renewable Energy Sea Area Utilization Act, this project will deliver a planned output of 615 megawatts, making it the nation's largest fixed-bottom offshore wind initiative. With 41 Siemens Gamesa SGDD-236 turbines, each featuring a capacity of 15 megawatts, the project is slated to begin operations by June 30, 2030. The consortium behind this large-scale endeavor brings a combination of expertise and innovation. JERA, Japan's largest power generation company, offers significant experience in offshore wind operations in Taiwan and Europe. The company is further enhancing its technical and financial capabilities through a joint venture, JERA Next BP, set to launch in 2025. Green Power Investment, GPI, an established renewable energy developer, brings its experience from projects like the Ishikari Bay Newport offshore wind farm and the onshore wind farm Tsugaru. Meanwhile, Tohoku Electric Power contributes over 70 years of operational experience and deep ties to the Tohoku region, ensuring strong community engagement and reliable power supply. This project aligns with Japan's national target of achieving carbon neutrality by 2050, demonstrating a strong commitment to renewable energy expansion. Beyond environmental benefits, the consortium emphasizes coexistence with local communities and fisheries. Through transparent communication and long-term stakeholder engagement, the project aims to foster regional economic growth and collaboration for all parties involved. Globally, the Aomori offshore wind farm highlights Japan's growing advancements in offshore wind technology and its dedication to decarbonization. The initiative not only supports efforts to achieve carbon neutrality, but also drives economic innovation, creating a ripple effect that could influence renewable energy markets worldwide. As we conclude, we'd love to hear your perspectives. What do you think is the biggest benefit of offshore wind projects? Carbon neutrality, energy security, or regional economic growth? What challenges do you see in balancing renewable energy expansion with community and environmental considerations?
Panasonic has successfully developed a fully marine-biodegradable cellulose fiber molded material. By combining high concentrations of plant-derived cellulose fiber with biodegradable resins, the material achieves mechanical strength comparable to polypropylene, a widely used plastic in durable applications. This innovation not only addresses the pressing issue of marine plastic pollution, but also reduces reliance on petroleum-based plastics, aligning with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 12, responsible consumption, and SDG 14, life below water. Panasonic's journey in material development has been marked by progressive advancements. In 2019, the company introduced cellulose fiber composites with 55% biomass content. By 2022, they achieved 90% biomass content and full biodegradability in terrestrial environments. As of 2024, Panasonic has reached 100% biomass content with marine biodegradability, meeting the rigorous Marine-Biodegradable biomass plastic certification. This achievement was made possible through advancements in mixing and molding technologies, replacing synthetic resin components with biodegradable alternatives while maintaining high durability and design flexibility. The potential applications for this material are vast. From consumer electronics casings and automotive parts to household goods, cosmetic products, and food containers, this innovation offers sustainable alternatives across multiple industries. Panasonic plans to begin commercial production in 2027, with prototypes set to debut at CES 2025 in Las Vegas, signaling the company's commitment to scaling this technology. This development is a cornerstone of Panasonic's Green Impact vision, which aims for carbon neutrality by 2030 and a reduction of global CO2 emissions by 300 million tons by 2050. The marine biodegradable cellulose fiber material represents an important step toward these goals, providing an example for reducing marine pollution and advancing the transition to a circular economy. On a global level, Panasonic's innovation demonstrates the integration of environmental stewardship. As industries seek sustainable alternatives to petroleum-based plastics, this development has the potential to support decarbonization and marine conservation efforts. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Would you prefer products made from biodegradable materials, even if they cost slightly more? What industries do you think should adopt biodegradable materials like this first, and why?
The guidelines for promoting the takeaway of leftovers, developed by Japan's Consumer Affairs Agency and the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare, were finalized on December 25, 2024. These guidelines support Japan's commitment to the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, including having food waste by 2030. Rooted in the cultural principle of Madanai, or valuing resources, this initiative addresses a key issue. Restaurants account for approximately 50% of Japan's food waste, with a significant portion coming from uneaten meals. While the guidelines promote sustainability, they also address two critical challenges: legal ambiguity over restaurant responsibilities and the hygiene and safety risks of mishandled leftovers. The guidelines apply to food prepared and served on-site in eateries like restaurants, cafes, and hotels, but exclude prepackaged takeaway meals and institutional kitchens. Businesses are required to develop clear policies for handling leftovers, adhering to food safety regulations, and discouraging high-risk foods such as raw fish or dairy-heavy dishes from being taken home. Record keeping is also encouraged to track leftover-related transactions, reducing potential legal or reputational risks. Consumers are equally responsible under these guidelines. Safe practices such as proper storage below 5 degrees Celsius and timely consumption are critical to avoiding foodborne illnesses. By following mindful ordering habits and responsibly handling leftovers, consumers help reduce food waste and support sustainability efforts. Collaboration is a key focus of the initiative. Restaurants are urged to communicate policies transparently and educate customers on safe leftover practices using tools like labels or digital guides. Consumers, in turn, are expected to follow instructions and acknowledge the additional efforts businesses invest in managing food waste. The guidelines also draw inspiration from global practices. In the UK, food safety during storage is emphasized, while Australia's doggy bag guidelines encourage restaurants to allow leftovers with clear instructions to minimize risks. Beyond sustainability, the guidelines aim to deliver economic and cultural benefits. Reducing food waste lowers costs for restaurants and households while reinforcing Japan's cultural values of resource respect. Economically, this initiative helps businesses reduce losses and encourages transparent and responsible practices. On a global scale, Japan's approach demonstrates a balance of sustainability, safety, and cultural preservation. By addressing one of the largest sources of food waste and fostering cooperation between businesses and consumers, this initiative aligns with international sustainability standards and public health priorities. As we wrap up, we'd love your input. Do you think promoting the takeaway of leftovers can effectively reduce food waste? Why or why not? What strategies have you seen or used to minimize food waste while ensuring safety and sustainability?
Let's take a closer look at a unique initiative in Fukushima, where sustainability meets innovation through a beetle breeding program. Dubbed Mushy SDGs, this initiative, led by Tamura City's Tokiwa Development Corporation, focuses on waste management and biodiversity preservation through the lens of insect cultivation. The program repurposes spent mushroom beds and bamboo from abandoned farmland to rear large stag and rhinoceros beetles. These efforts help address local environmental challenges and highlight the potential for sustainability in agriculture. At the Osaka Kansai Expo, over 500 rhinoceros beetles will be showcased in a custom-built miniature beetle dome, demonstrating sustainable beetle breeding to a global audience. Key techniques are central to this initiative. Mushroom beds, rich in nutrients compared to traditional leaf compost, produce beetle larvae with an average weight of 30 g, larger than the typical 20 g. Additionally, bamboo powder sourced from local farmland is fermented and used as breeding material, resulting in the production of thousands of larvae. The project's success is supported through partnerships with local mushroom farmers and companies, which provide essential raw materials for the breeding process. The environmental and economic implications of this initiative are noteworthy. Future plans include using food waste from school meals as beetle feed, addressing food loss while supporting insect cultivation. Spent breeding beds enriched with beetle waste will be transformed into fertilizer for flower cultivation, contributing to resource reuse. Beyond environmental benefits, the program also generates economic opportunities by marketing beetles, breeding materials, and fertilizers as unique souvenirs and through hometown tax donation programs, or Furusato-no-Zei. On a broader scale, the Mushy SDGs initiative shows that repurposing agricultural and food waste can support biodiversity and promote environmental conservation. By involving local resources and showcasing their efforts on a global stage, Fukushima's community-driven approach illustrates a practical application of sustainability principles. This approach combines environmental conservation and community development to address waste management and biodiversity issues. It illustrates how local solutions can address global challenges. As we wrap up, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Would you support using food waste to rear insects for environmental and economic benefits? What innovative ways can your community repurpose agricultural or food waste for sustainability? Thank you for joining us on ESG Matters. Stay tuned for more stories showcasing innovative solutions that are shaping a sustainable future.